intention, how they carry themselves, the level of knowledge that they're acquiring in this world. Like, I think if they're in this world, as crazy as the place is, if you're going on too oblivious, that's gonna make me distance.
Yeah.
Like, you're going on like you're studying, I can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And I say,
I
alright,
don't see colour.
we can have a conversation, and then I can see if you're good.
Anyone who
If you're
says
right,
that,
you know, if you're pure.
They're not pretending they don't see colour.
Yeah, all that.
I don't get it.
Bare people used to say that. No, I think for me, before colour, I'm looking at your heart, how your heart operates, how you show up. For instance, as you were saying, in terms of like the way they fight for certain things. I know some white people that were like a mother figure, who she was fighting for everyone, like to the point where even like they're trying to send youths back to their countries and stuff, and she's at the airport getting them back off the plane and all these things.
Sending them back home.
Yeah, sending them back to wherever they're thinking. But home is war, basically. So, and they want to be.
I'm ready for this one.
Yeah.
I want to break this down.
That's like, you see, I was saying.
No, I think I echo what both of you are saying. I do know a lot of good white people, and I also know a lot of bad ones. But it's a sense of, do you know what it is? It's experience that we share together, whether you be in a certain field, it's being welcomed into their home, it's being knowledgeable, like you said, it's a major one.
Huge.
If you're unable to have black conversations around your white friends, are they really your friends?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? It's that sort of thing, and I think the people that I have around me that are white are blessed.
I've met in work, outside of work, on a personal level. I think for me, one of them in particular, really. On
the plantation, making sure you're
that's why I said outside of work, on a personal level. For one of them in particular, kind of when it really clicked for me was when we started having certain conversations, them awkward conversations per se. And although, I'll be honest, this person's got a mixed race child, yeah, but they've never done the whole, oh yeah, I've got a mixed race child, so I'm not this and I'm not that. They've never like carried on. Everybody's been treated the same, but at first they kind of found it awkward because they were like, I don't want to offend, or I don't want to put myself. I don't want to put myself in situations that I'm not a part of. Like, it's not for me to have that, but it's like, you know, when it's like I have to tread lightly because it's not something I know. But they've come to me openly, honestly, and then said, hold on, do you know what? I don't get this. Can you explain it to me? And then they've gone back with it with okay, this makes sense. So they've always had that thing where they will defend everybody. If they think something's right, wrong, or indifferent, they're there in that sense, like they would for anybody else. But they've then chosen, like you said, to go and educate themselves. And it's like, no, I need to, okay, well, you know what, that's effed up. Now I need to look deeper into this. And they will stand against their own counterparts, like in that sense, to say, no, it's wrong. But they're going back and doing stuff.
And that's not to say that if you're uneducated, that you're not a good person. Because there's some people who might grow up in parts of the country or parts of the world where they didn't need to hit the books. They've not seen anything too drastic where they thought, well,
they've not known at all.
Yeah, they were oblivious, unaware. I don't know.
But it's how they react when you point at certain things.
Sorry, this is bugging me. Can you get this off his chest? Can you get this on? I need to hear what's going on.
Wait, let me finish saying what I was gonna say because I know you're gonna have this to go off of as well. When I was mentioning the whole thing of them going off and educating themselves, I'm not saying they're a good person because they went to go and seek anything. It was the angle of it. So it was like, does this, or even if they were unsure and they were saying, is this the same as that? Is that the same as this? And we'll have it. Or I know they felt hella uncomfortable with my answer, but nothing changed. Yeah? And when I say nothing changed towards me. Nothing changed towards from what I could see. Nothing changed in their character, except them getting stronger in defending certain things and saying, well, do you know what? No, I kind of realised that was fucked up. Now I've realised how deeply that's fucked up. Yeah. and they've now said, well, I will put myself in a position to help even more where I can. Yeah, but still, I know my place in the sense of, remember what we said on another show, you can be for us, but you can still be on that side of the fence. We've got the fence here, and we can rally together. We don't always have to be like that. It's kind of like, yes,
Did I say
and
rally
basically
together?
that.
I don't think
No,
I
you didn't. No, I'm not saying you said that. But what I'm saying is we were kind of explaining that you could be there for us, but you don't have to be in amongst us to do it. And that's how they are.
Yeah.
So for me, I could respect that even more.
So are we saying that a good white person is different from a good black person as well? Like, is a good black person and a good white
I'm
person?
focusing
Okay,
on-
this question that you're asking is an important one because
I-
when you lot have been talking about good white people, I just want to know good for what.
Yeah.
Good for what? Because there's white people that in your life that you met at work. They was good for their job at work, helping you at work. But what more do you want from them? You're
For
not
me,
gonna-
friendship,
you're not
if
gonna
they're
get
trying to
nothing
be
more from them.
friends,
And
a friend
so-
is a friend, innit?
So what is
Black,
good?
white, indifferent. If someone's a genuine friend, there's things that a friend comes with that you will regard as someone who's a friend. So if
Not
I could
anymore.
say
So
that.
now
they're
so
not
now
in
they're
that
good
boat.
for
Well,
you.
yeah, but
because
that's
you're
you
getting what
knowing
you want
knowledge
from
of a friend. But what I'm saying is, for me, it's not always necessarily what you're gaining per se, because I don't set out and say I want my friends to do this, do this, do this. But you can see, like someone, it's about being genuine.
You can come across genuine for 2 years.
And then it switches up on you.
Yeah, you can come across, you can put on an act for a long time.
when
That's
shit
very true.
hits the fan. And you see, for me,
You know what side
it's
people are on.
always when shit hits the fan.
It's always.
And there's something that we can't, like no one can consciously deny the grand scheme of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
White privilege is a virus. White privilege is a virus that's fucking up everyone, especially us. For me, right, a good white person dedicates their life to peeling back white privilege, removing it at every single chance they can. You dedicate
Within their
your
space.
life to get rid of the thing that's oppressing others, right?
You see how you said a good white person is someone who's trying to peel back and fight this at every... But some black people won't even fight it at any opportunity,
But
even just one.
Black
Forget
people,
fighting, they might not try and
but
beat
now
it.
see, look,
That's
but now see, look,
They're the biggest
we're the victims.
Yeah, but they're the
We're
biggest
we're at
ones.
the bottom. The only reason why we ain't thought of bunning this whole shit down is because of the fact that we were victims of master programming and manipulation. We don't care about ourselves, which ultimately means we don't care about each other. That was purposely done. You kidnap a people, you indoctrinate them, you put them through severe pain, and then you strip away whatever it is that they may know. I don't expect
Of course.
black people to do
It's
anything.
different. It's different. We're in a different position. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is this system is the virus. When we talk about mental health, it's because of this system. It's because of white privilege. It's because of everything in place to make us feel like, say, we should be killed. Like, it's warranted.
That's a healthy mind state though.
Right, cool.
In this society.
But what I'm saying is, white privilege is their responsibility.
100.
Whether they know it or not, they've got the most work to do. They know what's happening, they just don't see us as them.
I actually think what I'm starting to see is that racism is a responsibility. And people can be
100%.
cool, yes,
100%.
Dave, whatever.
100%.
But when something happens, they all get into formation, bam.
Bro,
and they come back and then act like,
bro. When we clock on, here's what I've noticed. When we clock on, because you see me, I'm talking it, right? Everyone was like, oh no, oh. They don't want to tell me like, oh no, and he's da-da-da-da-da, but they want to try and paint a picture of like, oh yeah, and this da-da-da-da. No, you lot are pissed because I can see you, right? And what white people do especially is, when shit hits the fan, why can't we all just get along? But not when we're not getting fucked over.
Yeah.
It's cool when we're not getting fucked over. So I'm looking at it as, let's really look at this thing. Okay, cool. You've been programmed, but you know what's right and wrong. You know if someone licked down yours, you're gonna gather up and say no, and the system's gonna be in place to fix shit. But when it's us, it's not happening. So, good white people, bro, I don't use the word good for much, you know. And I'm not even just talking about them. But if I'm highlighting them, come on.
But I
bro.
suppose some people's expectations aren't that high.
I think it's...
So good is
No,
so good ain't really enough.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Up
go on,
there.
go on, go on.
Sorry.
Go on. Go
No,
on.
that's right. Go ahead.
No, say it.
No, go
Please.
ahead. Please don't do that. Go ahead.
What's going on?
All I said is sometimes I think that they tap each other and like, can you believe they fucking put up with this? Yeah, fucking what else can we get away with?
Literally.
Sometimes I literally
Do you know what I'd say on that? Yeah, I think it was.
Well, some.
I think it was too broad, and I fully digested what you lot are saying, but I think it was a bit too broad for my understanding because
That's some real shit.
because
That's some real shit.
when you talk about so when you talk about us disjointed as we are, yeah, you have to remember that we're the minority here. Okay, so then if you then take it somewhere else, the roles will be reversed, yeah, and not everybody can be, shouting and jumping through the rooftops. Sometimes people can only govern their environment, yeah. So whether it be their kids, because a lot of racism is taught, it's inherited racism, yeah. So if there is a white person breaking what they've been taught, for me,
Making a narrative for their home.
that's good enough, because then if you're teaching your wife and then your kids how to behave, how to respond, how to act, that for me is that white person playing their part.
That is their responsibility.
Everyone has a part to play, a field to play. And in the Western world, unfortunately, we're the minority. So 9 times out of 10, we're going to feel attacked because we're, as a race, we're not as unit. We're not as unified as we need to be. And 2, we're not protected. So we're just scattered pockets everywhere. And therefore, what it feels like is something goes wrong, the whole world is descending on us. But you've got to remember, the world is way bigger than the Western world, yeah? Like, there's a big, vast world out there. And it may look like that we're not getting protected, but that just means we're in the wrong field, trying to play a game that we shouldn't be playing.
Okay, because that's exactly what I'm thinking. Because when you're saying some people are good and doing all these kind of things, it depends what you want them to do. Because for instance, one people will have faith in good white people because their intentions are to integrate with them. So they're saying somewhere there's good pockets of white people that I can cling on to. We can live peacefully and create a future we want. Some people ain't interested. They say maybe there is a nice one in there somewhere, but I'm over here doing this thing over here, boom, boom, bam. And there's no good. And there's, of course, and everyone has to walk their path, to be honest, whichever one it is for them. Yeah, and be honest with it, innit? Don't mix it up for people. But if you're with the people that's over here, when they're looking at what they're building, good white people, how can the white people really even help when they're just trying to do something for themselves? So for them, they could even say no, they're not good, but it's not based on some of the things, the criteria that everybody else is talking about.
So let me give you an example.
What is the criteria of good we're back to?
Let me give you an example. Right? For me, and I fully hear what you're saying. For me, in order to move forward, you need a certain amount of white people. You need a certain amount of Jews. You need a certain amount of Hispanics. Because someone has to be able to open the door to access. Yeah, it's like slavery. It wasn't just black people that abolished slavery, and it wasn't just white people that abolished slavery. They had to come together, and there had to be enough white people to realise, hey, this ain't it. Let's bring this shit down. Yeah, and obviously we understand it's transformed into a whole different way of slavery. Yeah. But what I'm saying is there is no way, even if black people all united, there is no way that everything would be rosy and world peace, because everyone actually literally needs to get along in order to get things moving forward. Does that make sense?
So what do we do?
Do
we wait for them?
Do we wait for them? Not necessarily wait for them, but that's like creating allies at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we're not necessarily the best of friends.
Bro? Who's our allies, bro?
No, but
They want to be allies.
No, but listen to
when they're looking at what they're creating out of us.
Oh, bro. So
okay, no, but I get that. But what I'm saying is, going off of what Fash is saying, yeah, at the end of the day, not because you're allies means you're friends. Not because you're allies means you like each other. Yeah? But you understand how important it is to work together.
China.
Yeah? That's like,
China.
right, now what do? They often make allies with the people that are the biggest threat to themselves, because, hold on, if he's a threat to me, but yet I can also be a threat to him, and if things go left, we'll mash each other up.
At first,
Also-
we're a threat to ourselves. So
Right,
we
but
need
what
to
I'm
work on
saying is,
ourselves
we
first.
do, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying in terms of what he's talking about, the crossover, is if we then create this,
Say that
if we
again.
create this, then we can figure out where to go. I'm not saying we have to sit there and be like, yeah, let's do this, but if we say, all right, cool, he's going to do that, I'm going to do that, we still go our separate ways and do our own thing, but at times, we have to do this.
But I think it's hard to do this and ally with people that may hate you.
Yes,
Yes.
but there's a
I
difference
was gonna
between
say-
doing it with
Well,
people you're
sorry,
friends
sorry,
with.
Can you
sorry.
genuinely, can you genuinely
Well,
marry
Jay.
into any other race?
Can
and
you
the whole-
generally what?
Can you genuinely marry into any other race and be accepted?
Look, who
I
are
think
you?
as
Who
a
are
black
you as a
man-
people? This is the thing. You're representative of a people, and you might sometimes people look at us like, oh, you're all right. I remember people say it to me when I was a
You're
kid.
right for a black guy.
You're right.
You know what someone said to me once? You know what? For a black guy, yeah, you're the smartest black person I ever met.
What?
Oh, thank you, sir.
No.
Thank you,
You're the
sir.
smartest black person I ever
A
met.
lot of black men love that one.
And
Oh, they
No,
love it.
This is my point. They've got low self-esteem about their people.
I know,
but they
I
say,
hear
at
a lot
least
when they hear that one.
I'm
Jay,
separate
let
from
me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When that happened, what was the environment you was in?
I was in Islington.
Problem number one.
Yeah, I was in Islington, and yeah,
Okay,
I was on the roadside and I was
and the
having a
people that
conversation.
you're around,
there's one person.
okay, that person who's around, was you affiliated with them in any way?
No,
shape,
not
or form?
really.
And this is the issue. So when people talk about racism, a lot of the time it's an isolated racism topic. When really we have to talk about classism as well. Yeah?
Which is why it was never about the individuals who we know as white people. It was about the thing
Of course.
in its entirety, because it's not about the individuals, it's about the group and what the group represents and how that's affecting us.
Mm.
My thing, sorry Fash, let me just
No,
go ahead. yeah?
done.
The Berlin Conference tells you all you need to know about the others. Car, the European powers came together to sit down and discuss about how they was gonna colonize and pillage Africa.
Mm.
Africa weren't in the room.
You know what's mad as well? After World War One, yeah, Germany lost, yeah. So the rest of the European nations took all Germany's colonies off of them, yeah. So that's why some Ghanaians have got like German names like Bismarck and things like that, yeah. Anyway, the UNIA, Marcus Garvey's organisation, went there and said, yo, listen, only for black people, we're ready. You might as well give us this land, let us take it over. We're going to look after ourselves. We don't want to be your problem. They said no. They said no, and they split them colonies up between themselves. Even when we was organised and trying to push ourselves in, they still wouldn't break us off.
Can we afford to have allies?
I am
We don't
not
have any
saying.
options.
I'm not saying.
Who's the options?
I'm not saying skip down the road into the flipping Queen's house and say, yo, mum, what? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in order, even in business, if you look at it as business, because that's what everything is, yeah?
It's actually business.
If you look at it
It's
business,
the business of slavery.
you've got to work with.
Yeah.
I might have to work with you. I might have to work with you. I might have to work with this person, that person, this person,
Yeah.
in order to get things done.
But who's breaking off 50-50?
Who's breaking off 50-50?
As I said,
No, but
as I
this is
said,
the thing, and that's
If
why
China,
it's
sorry,
a careful
Tish,
thing.
if
It's not
China,
that.
if China goes into, which they have
oh
done,
shit, I said
they've gone in.
50-50. Fuck 50-50. If Africa's ours, why is anyone there?
No, but listen to what I'm saying. Yeah?
You can't
This
do
is what I'm
nothing.
saying.
They got
This is
nuclear
why we
weapons now.
need. This is why we need everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because
So
if China goes to Africa,
guys.
if China goes to Africa and says, I'm China, you're Africa, yeah, and I say, yo, I'm gonna give you 50 billion and let me build this road, yeah, and you say yes, but because he is him and how black people are as a mentality, decides to pocket it and not help the community, as some leaders are, we know majority leaders are corrupt, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, you can't blame China, you can't blame white people, we have to take the onus on ourselves. A lot of the politicians and people in place already know Wagwan. If you see,
We ain't got enough stand up.
no, they're taking it for themselves. So they
This is
so
the thing,
so
it's
they have the
great.
ability. They have the ability to take it. They're not saying okay, I'm going to take this money, right, and I don't know what to do with the money, they're not saying that.
Do you know
because
what
then
I
that
think?
would make sense.
I think you can't go into power in certain African countries unless
You're like that.
you're going to work.
100%.
Yeah, you're
because
right.
how did China get in there in the first
My
place?
thing-
You
my
can't
thing
go
is,
into power.
Yeah, but
if
you
you try to
can-
be John Magufuli, you're gonna get duppy. Yeah, I think they take the money and lull themselves to sleep with guilt, maybe
Yeah.
because they know if
They
they
sell
step
their
this
soul.
way, France are gonna duppy them.
Yeah.
Step that way, England.
No,
It's
no, but
true.
you have to remember. Okay, let's put it like this.
They got the cojones.
Let's put it like this.
to
Let's
stand
put it
up
like
to
this.
it, and the people ain't standing behind them.
What we're
to say if
talking
they
about
come.
here,
Yeah.
what we're talking about here, again, is the unfortunate events that black people are not united.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
If we was united, yeah, we could. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, cool, China, give me that 50 billion, and I'm gonna go talk to Lagos. I'm gonna go talk to Ghana. Set up a little da with the man them. It might look all cushy from our point of view, but all the man them are eating. Man ain't doing that, yeah. So what's happening is these man, Ghana will do something over here, Mali will do something over here, will do something over here. And then that's when you get the, oh, I'm sleeping guilty because I'm afraid. Because these men ain't talking.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
these
yeah.
men spoke and said something... Listen,
I think it's all designed.
we're talking-
Then I don't think
Yeah,
they're allowed
I
to
agree.
talk.
I'm
Look
exactly
at
the
Greenwood.
opposite.
Okay,
Agree,
but
and then
if
agree
you
to
go
that.
back to
Can't get away
slavery,
from that.
if you go back to slavery,
Yeah.
if you go back to slavery,
They can't
what
get
was
out
the
of it.
Underground Railroad? What was the Underground Railroad? That happened because we was being oppressed as a people. So what did we do? We came together and created,
And we found a way.
and we found a way. So
Exactly.
I refuse to accept that these people don't want to find a way. They're intentionally saying 50 billion, I could build a nice yard and da 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 da. Do you get me? When in reality, throughout history, there's always been a point where black people have united and it's come to get destroyed and there's probably a snake in the yard and it's sold everyone out. So I refuse to believe that all these leaders are just like, you know what, I'm ignorant enough, I don't know what's going on, I da 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 da.
No, I think they know. I think they
They
know.
do,
They
because
know.
when you
People
look
are
at
getting
right
away
now,
with it now.
They do
no,
know.
that's the thing. When
They're
you
just
look at the
puppets.
ones that do stand for what they're standing for, and they say no, we're not allowing this.
They don't
we
have the
are.
backing
What
of the
happens?
problem.
They
They
don't
get
have it.
assassinated.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
then their owner saying, oh, he's greedy, he's
Yeah,
selfish,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
only saying that because
That's
he
what they
wants.
like.
Hold on, that's the one that wants for everyone,
There's nothing
but the
you
one
can
that
do.
doesn't want that, the one that wants to
There's
take it,
nothing they
everyone's
can
happy
do.
to
They've got
support.
nuclear weapons now. You think you can talk to any of these countries?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
will
yeah.
smoke everyone.
Well,
And themselves.
I
Put
see on
me in
YouTube.
power.
I see on YouTube. I
Power.
can't remember who was talking.
Can't do nothing.
Some white people on some panel. They were openly talking about how to start killing African. Like you see on YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
They just-
No, but that's my thing is this: is like even if people wanted to say no, they will nuclear us because they are mad. They're mad. They'll think, well, we can't get your resources.
We'll take
We're
it.
nuking all of you.
all of
There's-
this,
you know,
yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
You
but
can't have it,
that's-
you can't
yeah.
have
No,
it.
but that's-
That's
well,
it.
that's
It talks
done
about
though.
the moral law, yeah. The moral law is this concept of 10,000 soldiers following their general into war against 100,000 soldiers.
Yeah.
That's who we got to be, Africans.
Yeah.
That's what the time is now.
Yeah,
That's
man,
where
I'm
we are.
ready, man.
And the thing is, yeah, the thing is, I was watching some video of the man saying every time we buy their stuff, we're giving them money to buy to
buy
make
us
the
out.
bullets to shoot
To
us
shoot
with.
us, yeah.
We'll get
No,
So
yeah.
we're,
Just
stop
stop.
saying even
Yeah, yeah.
controlling our own shit means we stop giving them the
Sanctions.
stuff.
Imagine if we sanctioned.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, I said it in my
We're
last
not
video.
cultivating it,
£10 a
no.
banana, fam.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about the precious metals they make computer chips with.
Yeah.
Because
That's
you
the
didn't
key
even have a sat nav, let
Which
alone a
is
damn missile.
why,
If I don't give you my inheritance.
which is why they can't nuke us. This is what I'm saying. There's a lot of talk, but the reality is,
They need
if
us.
you take Africa off the map, the whole rest of the world crumbles because
Yeah.
they're not going to have any resources
No,
to
but
do anything if they
maybe-
blow up the place.
They can nuke you.
Nah.
They can.
Anyway, we
They-
have the
they-
They
they-
can
life
nuke you
of our
and come and
situation.
get some their own
What's
to
left?
And it's the
cultivate.
fact,
Nah.
and it's the fact that
And the
they
thing is,
can.
it
I
won't be
think
done.
say
let
they have a
us-
will.
It
let
can
us-
make, won't be done
God bless
straight.
us.
Let us stop
bless
feeding
us.
them the resources. Stop seeing them nukes flying into parts of Africa.
Well,
Yeah.
when it happened the other day,
Let us-
it happened the other day. What happened? They said we're not letting. What happened?
They're
They said
nuking
we're not
Somalia
letting.
right now.
We're not letting Africans do something.
Who said this?
And Africa, the government, yeah,
What
What
government?
the British government,
White
or the
people,
American, yeah.
Yeah.
They said we're not. I can't. they said I think it was something to do with COVID. They said something like we're not letting Africans in. I think it was something to do with COVID, but it was along the lines of we're not letting Africans in. And then the president of Ghana goes, all right, cool with it.
Nigeria.
It was Nigeria. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
They go,
yes.
I swear it was less than
They
12
put them on
hours.
the red. They put them on the red list.
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
And they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
taken back off.
they? You're on the red list.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
24 hours.
we're
No one's on the red list.
underestimating the actual power that
They
we
did
have,
exist.
when we're talking on dissecting minds generally,
Yeah.
we're coming from the perspective of a Western world and functioning within the Western world.
Right.
So everything we do is coming from a Western plane. Yeah? Okay, cool. If you come from that angle, we're fucked. We're fucked because my next neighbour is 50 million miles away from me. That's on the same wavelength, yeah? However, if you now go and get born again, go back to the motherland, see what's going on, plug some money over there, get some land, do all this stuff, start building us up as a people, as a culture, then you realise the actual power that we have behind us. But right now, we're sitting here in this fucking
Do you know what?
gel.
When you go back to the motherland, you've got a battle of their mentality. Their mentality ain't like yours.
Because they got white minds. Their minds have been colonised,
They're
bro.
not. They're not. But you have to remember, if we go back as leaders, as entrepreneurs, because we've seen it, because they still think
Sound
the
like
grass is greener over here,
Yeah.
then eventually, because everything's a process,
Mhm.
Yeah.
eventually they'll come on board. I'm not saying that we go and then our generations out there is going to be perfect.
There's a table of revolutionaries, yeah,
Mm.
and there's one empty seat, and I think that's black people of Britain, because we've got a vision, a proximity to Britain, the mother country, the one that started this whole thing. England rules the waves. Rolled up on 97% of the countries on the planet here. We've got a vision, and we can share that with family. When we're going, this is what it's been like living with them. This is the game plan.
We have a
This is
job
how
to
we
do.
can crack on.
Absolutely,
We've got a job to do. We've got a perspective. We know all about Malcolm, but what are we sending back to America now? What can they learn from us as well? You know what I'm saying?
I agree,
And that's
but
what
I'm
I'm trying
saying
to say.
no. I absolutely agree. I let you know they will nick your ass. They do not want you to thrive, so they will do some crazy shit.
Yeah, but
That's
the
why
end of the
people
world,
have to be
everyone's done.
Yeah, but the thing is, the problem is, if
Game
we
over.
live in
Yeah.
fear that, oh my god, if we do that, they're gonna nuke us.
No one
We're
ain't in no
never
fear.
gonna-
No,
No,
do it anyway.
no, listen, I'm
But
not
they
saying
will nuke you,
us,
just
but I'm
know that.
saying if everyone that's behind us has the same mentality as us, well, fuck it. If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it regardless. But
Yeah.
we still need to try, kind of
100%.
thing.
No,
We've got to try
that's what it
and
needs to be.
100%.
And others
Otherwise
are
you-
gonna
that's
be
what
like,
you-
what do you mean? They're gonna nuke us? No, fuck it, I'm out.
No.
Let me tell you something.
They-
That's
During
where
the
we have
Haitian
the problem.
Revolution, yeah, their women, because they was nimble on that,
Very.
they would be on their bellies, crawling on the floor, going to the cannons. And if they got too close, they had their youth strapped on their back as
Yeah.
well, yeah?
Yeah.
Had their baby strapped on their back. And if they saw it weren't going nowhere,
They threw the baby
they
in
put the
the-
baby in the cannon.
It
Just to
was a
mash up the
war.
cannon.
Listen,
yeah,
when
to
I
make
read
sure
that-
they can't.
Is it-
Bro,
When I read that, it
Bro.
went to my head.
bro.
They put the baby in the
Put the
can.
baby, they said, "Wait, go, I'm gonna die.
Mm.
This is what I'm facing, but freedom is a must." And they put the baby in the cannon to make sure the cannon can't bust no
Still
more.
got that spirit.
That's what I'm trying to.
That's what this brother showed me,
Yeah.
This death life thing don't exist, fam. So once you know that,
Bro,
full steam ahead, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you. You can't have that mindset if you're kind of thinking about who's good when you know what's going on in the grand scheme. The grand scheme is that straightforward. Freedom, by any means. You and I both know with dead people walking anyway.
So why not try
We
that?
have
No.
Right.
As
Well,
things are-
it's technically, what have we got to
I
do?
say to this people, try it with your bills. Do that first.
Dude, and this is what I'm
Resist
saying.
the bailiff. Resist them, man.
Yeah, first.
Tell you bare people ain't on it.
Fuck
Resist
your
the bailiff.
mortgage.
Tell the bailiff. Come
Fuck
out.
your TV license.
Yeah. TV
Fuck
license.
them.
Bailiffs.
Bills are paid.
Right. The best time to do it is right now because everything's going up. Stop saying no. Let's see how bad you are.
I said, fuck having a car, I ain't paying your petrol prices.
Hold on.
Fuck your
That's still.
We're maroons though. We're maroons here. We're under siege.
Yeah, no.